Hi guys, so today we're going to be making a program where we talk to a bunch of walkers, ask how many days they walk in a week, and then we count how many steps they walk. We're going to be using Sentinel loops, conditional loops, make blocks. I'll be showing all different types of loops here. I'm choosing a good setting which I think I want to walk in. And this is a sprite I specially chose because I know all the different costumes of the sprite, and I'm going to be having the sprite in a walking motion the whole time using one of the three types of loops, that is the forever loop. So when the green flag is clicked, I'm going to be making the sprite constantly change its costume so that it feels like the sprite is walking this whole time. To do that, you can pick out when green flag is clicked, so when the program starts, it does that. You want to choose one of the looks blocks so that you can do this. An easy one here would be next costume. So when I click on next costume, you can see that it's moving, and I'll put this in the forever block, and it does that all the time. You do want to put a wait block in so that you can slow down or speed up the motion if you need to. So now let's start with our program. So you can pick anyone. I'll just pick when the sprite is clicked. You can pick anything else as well. You can also pick when green flag is clicked. You can pick it multiple times. It works multiple times. So now let's start with by deciding how we want to proceed with this. Like I said, this will have sentinel loops, so I'll use a repeat until. I'll be making multiple variables here. So first I'm going to keep everything separate. I'll decide on making the variables, and then I'll set up the variables one by one so I can order all of my code together. So first, in the repeat until, I have to set up a condition. The condition for me will be I'll be asking a question in the end, and if the answer is yes or a no, as per that, I'll set the condition. So here I set it as no. So I'll create an ask block for that. Uh, I want to make this program so that I can ask any number of workers. So I'll just keep this loop running till we have no workers. And how would we know that? I'll just ask that question, do we have more workers? And if the answer is no, then we stop the program. So let's proceed with the program. So our first question is, what is that person's name? You can ask this at the beginning. So I'll just make a variable name so that I can store the person's name. So that is our first variable. So now you guys can see why I'm keeping all the code separate, because based on the number of variables I create, I'll just set up those variables as 0 at the beginning. It's very important because if the variables are different and somebody else wants to run our program and he starts to a different default, it may create a problem. So now moving on, after the first question, we ask the simple question, how many days they walk in a week? The answer here is a little complicated, and because the answer is supposed to be between 0 and a 7, and if it goes above or beyond that, then it's a problem. So I'm going to be making a different block to check that. I don't have to bother with that now, so I'll just like have this in front of me. I'll make a variable here just so that I can store the name in the answer first, and I'll just order everything one by one now. We'll be putting all this code inside the repeat block, and the repeat block will go below all the variables that we set to 0 at the beginning. So now, after doing so, I'll just make another variable, count, to keep the count of number of people we have, the number of workers that we will be asking these questions, so that we can display that in the end. So I'll just set count to 0 and now make a block. I'll call it conditional loop. I have one input for it, which will be the number input, which will be the number of days, just to check that if the days go above or beyond between 0 and 7, basically. So now I know I have a lot of blocks clattered on my screen. I'll move things along quickly, don't worry. So I have, you guys can focus on the one I'm building right now. So I'll just make another make a block, which is counting the steps. Like I had previously said, we will count the days, and based on the days, we'll be counting the number of steps in each day the person walks. Okay, now too many things. Let me see how many more variables I need to make. I don't think I need another variable here. I'll just use the answer block again. I'm going to recycle the answer block multiple times here because uh, like we don't need to create more variables, but we need to keep track of what the value in the answer block will be each time so that we don't make a mistake anyway. I think I have my base set up here. I'll proceed. I think I just need to make one more variable, which is going to be the total number of days, which I will calculate inside the loop as well. So first I'll just set my name to blank every time in the end. I'll mention why I'm doing this as we go along, don't worry. And then now to create my variable total days, which will calculate the total number of days. And I'll just change that variable by the answer at the end of the loop. I'm just gonna remove some things here from the screen so that it's visible to me because I need to set this to 0 as well. So we change the total number of days by the answer. Like I said, I'm going to recycle the answer variable block multiple times, but don't worry because I know that value doesn't change throughout the process which I've mentioned here. So setting total days to 0, now putting this whole loop below this, I think I organized everything properly. So we have everything now. I'll just minimize that so you guys can see this. We can put that away for a while now. So I think I have everything. This is like the whole structure of my main code. I'll now go and start working on the define blocks for my maker blocks. So first I'm going to be starting with the conditional loop. Like I previously said, we are going to be making it check if the total number of days go above or beyond a 0 and a 7. I think I said that in the wrong order, but it's fine. So here I'm going to be using different conditions. So first I'm going to be making a AND block. I'm going to be using two AND blocks here. I want to show you guys how the AND block works and why not we should use it. I'll just be using it now, but I'm going to be making some changes to this at the end of the code. So stay in for that as well. So first, I'm just going to be putting an AND condition to check, like we had previously mentioned, if the days go above 7 and if the days go below 0, which is if they go into negative numbers, because you can't have negative numbers in a week, or you can't have more than 7 days in a week. I'm going to be doing the same in the repeat until condition as well. Like what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat until I get a proper answer from the user. So here as well, I'm going to be checking, if the answer by the user is above 7, or this one should be between 0 and a 7. So if it's greater than -1, or if it's less than 8, so it covers 0 to 7. I used the greater than operator twice, but I ordered the answer block in the correct way, so the condition works. So the question I phrase is that a day only has 0 to 7 days, so you need to give me a proper answer. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant a week. So yeah, this will give us an answer, and we keep on checking if the answer is between 0 and a 7, and if it is, then we get a proper answer. So that helps us check if the number of days that a user inputs is correct or not. You could have done this inside the loop. That is also fine, but I just didn't want another if condition inside there. It would make it look a little more complicated, so I just wanted to make it look simple. So that's why I kept it as separate. You can do that for multiple things. Just you need to keep track of how many maker blocks you have and which one to put where so that you can properly do it. Now, going for our second maker block, which is counting steps. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be checking how many days the person has been walking, and for each day we'll be just asking him on each day how many steps he walked on that particular day. I'm using the repeat block, which is the second type of or the third type in this program that you guys second type of or third type of loop that you guys see. So it's forever repeat and repeat until. I'm setting a temporary variable which I'm not setting outside because I only use this variable when I'm going to be using this block. It's basically just to count the number of days inside when we ask questions. So I just set it to 1 and then we change it by 1 inside in the loop. So the question we ask is how many steps I walked on day 1, and I'm just creating a variable just to calculate the total steps, which I'll say in the end. We change total step by the answer inside the loop as well. Yeah, making that variable to 0 within this block as well. Again, you don't have to set it to 0 outside. You can do it, but because we don't use it anywhere outside, I'm just gonna do it inside here. So I'll just use the join function to ask this question. So how many steps did you walk in day? And we're gonna just put that temp variable in here. You can add another join and put in a question mark as well. I think I'll be doing that later in the code just to show you guys. But I can do it now as well. Remember to put the spaces properly, otherwise the question doesn't look well when you type it. I definitely think I'm gonna miss it somewhere in this code. So I change count by change the total steps first by the answer, which will be the number of steps the person walked. You can put in a check condition here as well so that the total number of steps doesn't become negative. I don't want to repeat the whole thing. You guys can do that here as well, like we did above. And now, in the end, I'm gonna just write in a whole bunch of different things. I'm gonna be using multiple joins now because I think I feel like it. So now I'm gonna be using the name variable. So that I can just display the name of the person. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of joins here. This is gonna look really big. So, yep, total steps. In I'm also gonna be adding the number of days the person walked in. You can pick days from the top. It's that easy. And now I'll add another join. It's a big value. Okay. Whoa, did I delete it? No. Yep, got it back. So I'll just add something good in the end, keep up the good work. I know none of us are going to be walking these many steps because we're all inside our houses now. Okay, so I think that's it for these two. And now the final touches to our code. So we have everything. So we just have to like summarize all this in the end. Whoops, I forgot to just change the count. So I'll just change the count somewhere inside in the code. You can do it anywhere inside the repeat loop. You should actually do it below the conditional loop. That would be better. And I think I have everything, so I'll just like use few joins to congratulate all the workers again. I'll use less number of joins here, don't worry. So you can phrase it any way you want. I'll just like phrase it in the simplest way so that I don't have to type a lot. I'll just add in days over here because I forgot to do that. And like I said, add in spaces so that the sentence is formed correctly. Yep, I think 3 joins are enough. Yep, this is where we use the total days variable, and that should be it. So now let's see how this program runs so that I can show you guys why I used the two AND blocks over there. So I'll just arrange everything properly now. Yeah, I like looking at everything on my screen together so that I have all my code in like one place. So let's start. This person is walking very fast, so I'll just slow this person down. You can add weights for that. You can find weights in control, and normally you need less than a second. I'll try 3 seconds. Okay, it's very slow, so I'll make it 0.3 seconds. Yeah, this should be good. I think this working speed is pretty good. You can make it faster or slower based on what you need. So let's start our code with asking the question, what is your name? So I'll just add a random name. Now it's going to ask how many days we work in a week. So if I type 9, our program shouldn't work, but it's working. That is because we use the AND block instead of the OR block. How the AND block works is if both statements are false, then it's false. It's like the AND logic gate. Uh, so in this case, we wanted one statement. Our one statement is true, which is the days were more than 7, but the other statement was false. So the overall thing is false. Like if even if one is false, the overall thing is false. So the it doesn't go in the if condition. So that is a problem. But our second AND condition, the repeat loop, is correct because we need both those conditions to be true. So if one is false, the whole thing is false. So that's why we use a AND inside, and we're going to be using a OR outside because the second AND is for the repeat until because we want the overall thing to be true, while the first condition is only for checking the if condition where we want one of them to be true. So that was the entire difference. Or if one of them is true, the whole thing is true. And if one of them is false, the whole thing is false. I hope you guys get that. So now we're going to run this loop again. Our walking speed is fine. We click on the sprite. What's your name? So I just type in a name. It asks me how many days. If I type 20, then it tells me it's wrong. So the loop is working properly. So if I type a negative number, it again tells me that. So our loop is working properly. So I have to type something between a 0 and a 7. So I type in 5. No, wait, yeah, 2 days. That's better. So let's type number of steps. Yeah, 200. Okay, I need to be realistic. I walk 5 steps in a day because I'm always in my house. So yeah, I noticed I made one more mistake that I didn't add the temp variable inside in the counting steps loop. Hope you guys make that change because you just have to change temp by 1 inside there. So that's all there is to that. And that's how you can use Sentinel loops, conditional loops, make blocks to make a simple program where you talk about walking when you're just sitting in your house and you can't go outside. So thank you.